last year. And if you are new to Ihub Global, you are absolutely at the right place at the right time to take a look at an opportunity that myself and my colleagues have been looking at and working on for about the last year. And we are so excited to be able to bring this to your attention. We truly believe that this business model that we're going to be sharing is the most extraordinary thing that we've seen in decades of looking at lots of different opportunities out there. If you're looking at this again for the first time, I just want you to have a sense that you've got the possibility of an extraordinarily bright financial future. So this came to my attention about a year ago, 11 months or so, where a colleague dropped the question whether or not I'd be interested in earning a piece of the world's largest wireless network. And I didn't realize what he was talking about very much, but I was intrigued. I said, well, tell me more. And I learned that it had to do with something called the Internet of Things, or IoT. And I was vaguely familiar with the term. I didn't know much about it. I knew that various types of technology could output data to make processes and applications more convenient, cost-effective, and friendlier, and more efficient. But that was really the gist of it. And as I started bouncing the idea around a couple of colleagues just to kind of get my finger on the pulse of what they knew about the Internet of Things, most people I asked, in fact, my friend, long-term friend Chuck, who's also the founder of Ihub, I had, hey, do you know anything about the Internet of Things? And he said, not a clue, never heard of it. And that was true for a lot of people until one person he was talking to surprised everybody and said, yeah, I know all about it. He explained that he owned his own vending machine company, and every single one of his vending machines was connected to the internet and actually placed their own orders to restock the inventory of the vending machines. And he explained how much of a game changer it was for the person who physically does that restocking to only have to look at their iPad and know precisely what to take to each vending machine. And I thought, wow, that is a super practical understanding or explanation what this IoT space is. Before, it was sort of hard for me to get my head around, but that kind of put it in perspective. And so it turns out that there are thousands upon thousands of different types of devices, different types of applications that are all based around this Internet of Things. In fact, the whole IoT industry, when we were looking at it in the last 11 months, was already over an $800 billion a year industry with some 8.4 billion devices connected to the internet, more than people. Devices like this guy's vending machines, for instance. And in the next 4 years, it's expected to exceed $2.4 trillion with some 70 to 80 billion of these types of devices, countless different types and applications. And so this Internet of Things is a massive market out there that, frankly, very few people have any inkling of it going on behind the scenes. But what really got me excited was when I started studying this company that's actually building the world's largest wireless network. And they're based out of San Francisco with the name Helium. And back in 2013, a group of really forward-thinking entrepreneurs did an extensive analysis, even back in 2013, of what was going on with the Internet of Things. And they saw that there was a real opportunity. Now, here's kind of the way it's all about, is that a device that can provide data to make some process more effective, more efficient, more wonderful, somehow needs to get that data to the internet where that data can be used. And they recognized in their analysis that there was no simple, seamless worldwide process for that to occur. In fact, most companies had to recreate the wheel on every particular type of project they were doing to build their own internal infrastructure to provide the means for that IoT data to get to the internet. And people were starting to use cell phone companies with their cellular data plans that were extremely pricey and also difficult in many cases to interface with their IoT devices. So the folks at Helium recognized that there was a great opportunity to build a network spanning the entire world and all the cities of the world that would be a seamless process for all these IoT devices to be able to get their data to the internet very seamlessly, extraordinarily inexpensively. And they decided to put this together as a peer-to-peer network, completely decentralized. Now, what do I mean by that? Because it's a peer-to-peer network, this network consists of a group of nodes on the network. A node is what they call a helium hotspot, and it's a hybrid between these devices that are called LoRa gateways. LoRa has emerged as the main mechanism for the IoT manufacturers to get their data to the internet. LoRa just stands for long range. They also call it long-fi. It has a distance of about 200 times further than Wi-Fi does. And so the idea is to build a network, and the IoT devices within a mile or so of where the gateway is would be able to use that gateway as the means to get their data to the internet. And it's based on a radio frequency, a biologically safe frequency that's just a little bit over FM radio. That's really the whole basis of this. It's called LoRa radio. And they decided to build a wide area network of these peers. So to incentivize people around the world to participate in building this peer-to-peer network, they created their own cryptocurrency blockchain and token, the same name as the company Helium, with the 3-letter code HNT. And the purpose of the blockchain and the whole mechanism, the white paper the blockchain describes, is creating this network and developing something they call proof of coverage, that essentially proves that these units that are being added to the network provides onboarding access for IoT devices, and it generates Helium tokens in exchange for doing that. That was a lot said, but I wanted to give you a little bit of some context for what you're about to see. So what does the business world think about this concept of building a worldwide infrastructure for the Internet of Things? Well, they put their first unit on the market in the summer of 2019 and shipped the first ones in December of 2019. And after that, Fast Company wrote an article about Helium and considered it one of the 10 most innovative consumer electronic companies of the year. And then when they started taking orders in the summer of 2019, Time Magazine wrote an article and considered it one of the best inventions of the year. And they likened it to a miniature cell tower. Not that this has anything to do with cell phones or cell towers, but what they were referring to is that there was a huge opportunity to build infrastructure for the cell phone system in order for that to have the availability that we've come to recognize and depend upon. And they saw that this was a new opportunity for a new worldwide infrastructure to be built, that people will be able to participate in it and be able to receive residual benefits from the creation of this network, but for considerably less than what's possible for what people had to invest in order to get involved in the cell phone tower infrastructure when that was built. And in fact, the reality is with Ihub Global, people don't even have to pay anything to be able to participate in helping to build this network. In the cryptocurrency world, Decrypt Magazine wrote their first article when Helium flipped the switch on their innovative wireless network for the Internet of Things. Fortune magazine talks about how major companies like Nestle and Lime Scooter are already using the Helium network to get their data to the Internet. So what's in it for us? I mean, why are we going to participate in taking advantage of this opportunity?
Work challenges.
Yeah, hold on for a second, guys.
And this time, I'm traveling Soviet style.
And let me just do something real quick. Okay. So why are we going to go ahead and participate in that? I mean, yeah, if you add this node in your area, then the Internet of Things devices within a mile or so around you will be able to get their data to the internet. It's going to make your community be able to benefit by extraordinary creative processes that people are doing that really make things a lot easier and more fun and convenient for people to do things. But the bottom line is that you earn Helium tokens for helping to build this network. And the amount of helium tokens that you earn is going to be dependent on the number of these devices that are reasonably close to where you are, with the real major production of helium beginning with having 3 devices within a kilometer or so of where you are. And then as more are there, the more you earn. And what's the value of this token? Well, the value of the token right now is about $13.50. Okay. But Pick a Crypto did an analysis when it was first put on the first cryptocurrency exchange about a year ago. And they looked at the helium business structure, and they felt that the value of the token get up to $5 before the end of 2020. They didn't quite get there. It did hit a high of a little over $4 in late September. But more importantly, they felt that the value of the token could get into that $40 to $80 range before the end of 2025. And there's a lot of discussion out there right now about it getting over that $40 range even by the end of 2021. So we are definitely moving at the right place at the right time. Again, currently it's about $13.50. So just as helium built their entire project as a result of evaluating the needs of the Internet of Things arena that's being built, we took a deep dive in looking at the helium business model. And we decided there was a huge opportunity for us to put together an affiliate program to assist in accelerating the awareness, the training and education of people being able to help build this network around the world. And we wanted to do it by creating a shared distribution of what one of these devices, these helium hotspots, was able to generate. And we reached out to the world's largest supplier of authorized helium hotspots, a company called CalChip Connect. We developed a great relationship with them, explained what our vision was to be able to do, and they help us to accommodate that. And we were able to have a unit that is proprietarily programmed for us, where we could do our shared distribution model through our Ihub affiliate network. And we like to think of these things as a passive income generator, unaffected by what's going on in the pandemic or the world economy. We're not an MLM company. We're an affiliate program, but with an extraordinarily powerful affiliate engine built into it, a commission engine. There's no recruiting that's required. You can certainly do this on your own. But if you recognize how exceedingly amazing it is, what's possible of building an affiliate network around the world, as many of the people on this call would agree, you want to share this with other potential affiliates. And then once you get one of these devices, you plug it into your electricity. Unlike a Bitcoin miner that gobbles up a massive amount of electricity, these things operate at only 5 watts, like a 5-watt LED. So it uses less than $1 worth of electricity on a monthly basis. And you hook it up to your own internet connection. It uses very little of your bandwidth. Excuse me. And these devices are very secure. They're very geared towards privacy. And then you hook it up, and then that IoT data would be able to use your device to get that data to the internet. And that's kind of how all this works. And once these devices sync with the helium blockchain, then they basically start producing helium 24/7, 365.